Hello, welcome. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can download and install Xcode for your Mac operating system. Xcode is available freely on Mac. You can download and install Xcode from App Store easily. Now, Xcode should be your default choice for writing C programs if you are using Mac operating system. Although in most of the tutorials I have used NetBeans for writing and developing the C programs, but you can use Xcode as well if you're a Mac user. That should be your default choice for writing C programs on Mac. Okay, let me go ahead and show you how you can download and install Xcode and how you can use that for writing, compiling, and executing your C program. Just hit the App Store icon and then search for the Xcode. Type Xcode there on the search bar, then the Xcode icon will appear here. You'll find a Get button there. I already have installed that Xcode on my system, that's why it's showing the Open button there. But if you have not installed that yet, it's going to be a Get button there, just like this one, right? If the software is not available on your system, it will show a Get button. Now you need to hit that Get button in order to download and install that. Now once you hit that Get button, it will start downloading and then eventually it will be installed on your system. You just don't need to do anything else. It's a big file. It's going to take a while to download and install. Just have your patience. It will be downloaded and installed on your system. It will take time depending upon your internet connection. Okay, once that is downloaded and installed successfully on your system, just use this Open button, or you can use the Spotlight search, Command spacebar, and that will open up this Spotlight search, and just type Xcode there and press the return key, and that's going to open up the Xcode. Also, you'll find it on your applications, right? Here you can see that the Xcode is available. Now once the Xcode is opened, at the very beginning for the first time, just after the installation, when you open the Xcode for the first time, it will ask for the password of your Mac that you need to provide. Then it's going to install the components, and that's again going to take a couple of minutes, and then the Xcode will be ready. Okay, so once the Xcode is ready, it's going to show you this particular window or dialog box. Here you need to choose Create a new Xcode project. Okay, just hit this one, Create a new Xcode project. And then it's going to ask you for the type of project. We need to choose the command line tool. That's what we are looking for. Just hit this command line tool and then click on Next. Now here you need to type the name of the project. So I'll name it Test C Program. And then choose the language type as C. It should not be Swift or Objective-C or C++. It should be C because we are learning C. Okay, just hit the Next button, and then it will ask you to choose the location where you want to save this project. I'll choose my Documents folder and I'll hit on Create button. Now the project is going to be created by the Xcode. As you can see, the project has been created, and on the left hand pane, this is the project explorer. You'll find this main.c. Just hit this main.c. The program is going to be visible on the right hand side. This is the main content pane where you'll be writing the programs. Okay, this is main.c. Now this left hand pane, you can collapse this. Just find this button there on the top right, hit this. That left hand pane will be collapsed. And if you want to collapse this right hand pane, you can just hit this one. The output window is visible at the bottom. You hit this one, the middle one, the output window is going to be visible at the bottom. You see that? Now if you want to execute this program is going to be written by default. Okay, this is the first program, and that's going to print hello world on the console. So this program is written by the Xcode by default. You will get this, and then you can just go ahead and execute this. If you want to write something different, then you can go ahead and write your own code there in this file, main.c. In order to run this program, just hit this one. Okay, or you can choose product and run. Otherwise, you can choose this shortcut icon here and hit this. It will be compiled and then it will be executed. You see that build succeeded. That means your program compiled successfully. And then you'll get the output at the bottom. So here it is. Hello world is printed there. Okay, so that's it. That's how we can use the Xcode on Mac. Okay, since now you have downloaded the Xcode and installed Okay, since now you have downloaded and installed Xcode successfully on your Mac system, you can use the Xcode command line tool in order to compile your C program from the terminal. You can write your C program on any text editor. A simple text editor is just sufficient enough to write C program. And you can compile that C program from the terminal using the Xcode command line tool. The GCC command is available now on your system. Okay, let me go ahead and show you how you can use the terminal window in order to compile and execute your C program. As I said, you can use any text editor for writing your C code. You can use Text Wrangler or Text Edit, Sublime Text or Atom Text Editor. Whatever is your preference, all are good. So I'll use Sublime Text for this purpose. You can download and install Sublime Text from its download page. In order to download Sublime Text, just type download Sublime Text in your Google search engine and you'll get the download link immediately. Just follow the procedure. The Sublime Text will be downloaded and installed on your Mac. Now I'll just use the same code that prints hello world into the console. You can see that I've just copied this code from Xcode that we used earlier while compiling in Xcode. Now we need to save this file somewhere in our hard drive. So I'll hit the File menu, then Save. It's going to open up a dialog box. Here it is, Save as dialog box. Then I'm choosing this Shivaji user, and under Shivaji I'm creating a folder Demo C. I'll hit the Create button there. It's going to create the folder, and under that we are going to save this file with a name hello.c. That's the name of the file. So this file has been saved there. Now we need to open up the terminal. I'm opening the Spotlight search, holding the command key and hit the space bar. That's going to open up this Spotlight search. Type in terminal there, hit the return key. The terminal window is there for you. Now when the terminal opens up, I am interested of finding where I am right now. I mean, at which directory I am right now. And for that, I can use this pwd command, present working directory. If you type this command in the prompt and hit the return key, it's going to show you the path where you are right now. So right now, I am actually inside of Shivaji folder. That is under the users directory, which is under the root directory. Only the front slash is the root directory in Mac. So I want to go inside of that demo C folder where I have saved this hello.c file. Now for that, we need to change the directory. To change the directory, the command is cd. So cd, destination folder name, that is demo C. Now if I hit the return key, it's going to take me inside that demo C. If I give that pwd command once more and hit the return key, I'll get the current directory. You can see that right now the present working directory is demo C, which is under Shivaji. Okay, so now we want to get the content of this folder, demo C. What's there in this folder? For that, you can use the ls command. That's going to list all the contents of a particular folder. Here we go. So the content of this folder is hello.c. That's the only file there in this folder, demo.c. I'm sorry, demo C. Now, in order to compile this file from this command prompt, what you need to do is to invoke the GCC command. Type in GCC space and then the file that you want to compile, hello.c. Now, if I hit the return key, it's going to compile the file. If the file doesn't contain any syntax error, it's going to be compiled, and obviously the executable is going to be generated by GCC. So it's done. You can see that we are back to the command prompt again. That means it's done. Now, if our source code contains any error, any syntax error, then it's going to list all the errors with the description and the line number. So now if I just type ls and hit the return key, so you can see that I can see the a.out file there in this folder. That's the executable file created by GCC command, and that we can execute. So in order to execute that, just ./a.out. That's the way by which you can execute an executable file. Now I'll hit the return. Here it is. You can see the output there on the console. So that is how you can compile and execute your C code on terminal. Now, if you want to give a separate name for the executable that is produced by the GCC command, you can do that. You can tell GCC to name the object file with a different one, with a different name. So here we go. In this way, you can do that. GCC -o. That's the option that you should give if you want to name the object file differently. So the name of the object file should come immediately after -o. I want to name it as hello, not as a.out this time. And then the source code, hello.c. Okay, I'll hit the return key once more. ls, you can see that this time, this is the object file. So in order to execute that hello./hello. And here it is. You can see that the output is there. So that's how you can use the terminal window in order to compile and execute your C program. You can write your C code anywhere. I mean, any text editor is good. You can use IDEs like Xcode or NetBeans or Eclipse or code blocks, or even you can use simple text editors like Sublime Text or TextEdit. All are good. If you are using IDEs, then from within the IDE, you can compile and execute the program. If you are using a text editor like this one, Sublime Text, then you'll need to go to the terminal in order to compile and execute the code. Now, IDEs or the environment should not be a constraint for learning a programming language. If you want to learn C programming language, you should concentrate on the syntax. And you should concentrate on the logical developments. It should not be actually constrained by the IDEs or the environments where you are writing your code. The code will remain same irrespective of any IDE that you choose for writing the code or any editor that you choose for writing the code. So I think the message is clear. If you still have doubts about compilation or execution of your C program, or you still have questions regarding the IDEs, you can just post a question there in the question answer section. I'll always answer your question. Thank you for watching this.